Good day. And next for module 3 of your module 3 of our statistics laboratory, the measures of variation. So for the measures of variation or measures of variability, we have your standard deviation class and the variance. Okay, for this data set, you actually solve for the variance first, then we proceed with your standard deviation because the standard deviation is simply the square root of your variance. So as with your measures of tendency, let's start with the manual computation of your S squared, or sigma squared. So for our data set, standard deviation is equal to the summation of x minus x bar squared all over n minus 1 for the standard deviation. Sample standard deviation. I think we're using the sample, so that's x sub x minus x bar all over n minus 1, which is squared. Okay, so that's why x sub 1 minus x mean squared. This is for the formula. Summation of x sub 1 minus x mean quantity squared all over n minus 1. That's for your variance. So let's do that first manually. So again, let's use your battery life. Okay, first, so this is your x, diba? So that's your x. Then the first of that one class is x minus x bar, or the mean. Okay, so the mean for this one as computed earlier is 8.5. Okay, so we simply use that one. Okay, so this is now x minus 8.5, which is your mean. Okay, so let's have the mean here. This is the mean, 8.5. Okay, then x bar, so this is simply equal to x bar minus x minus your x bar. Okay, then hopefully this time this will work. Ayaw niya talaga. Does not love me. Why? Actually, class, diba? Ga-work man siya pag gina-equal ko siya. Wala lang gid siya automatic. Okay? Okay. So this is now your x bar. The next class is your x minus x bar squared or raised to 2. Nalipat ko nga guba ako niya caret, but this is supposedly raised to 2 or raised to the power of 2. So you simply multiply each value with itself. So that's with itself. So this is times itself. You simply drag this one. Like again, since wala siya gani ga-work sa akin today, simply get equal. But supposedly that's what. You multiply each value with itself. Okay. The next is the summation of x bar squared. So you simply get the sum of this one. Okay, so that's the sum. You get the sum. Okay, so this is now 36. Then divided by n minus 1. So that's now equal to 36 divided by n minus 1. Diba, there are 10 values here divided by 9. Okay. So 4. Okay. So the variance now, class, is equal to 4. This is your variance. Then to get the standard deviation, you simply get the square root of this one. So this is equal to the square root RT of this value here, which is 4. And so this is now the standard deviation. Okay, so the variance is 4, the standard deviation is 2, square root. Okay, and next, let's have this one. So if you want to do this automatically, you can also do that. Okay, so for the variance, this is simply equal to var that s, since it's for the sample class, then you simply select the value. So as stated earlier, we use the gross percent GPM, gross profit margin. Okay, so that's the gross profit margin. So that var that s, then you simply select your gross profit margin. Okay, sala na siya. So this is now var that s, you select your gross profit margin. Basta sa punta. Then equal. So the standard deviation now is 344.809. Then to get the standard deviation, you simply have equal, then ST DEV, standard deviation, that also S, since this is also for the sample. Okay, then you simply select, then you close. Okay, so this is now your standard deviation for this sample. Okay, so if you want to check if that is actually works, you can use this one. So you have equal var dot s, and you simply select the battery life. So that's 4. Then also, if you get std dot s, then you also select the battery life, and that's 2, which is similar to your variance and standard deviation. Okay, so you can do that one class. And since this is Excel, you can actually also do this directly. So this is data analysis, then you use descriptive statistics. Okay, so the input range, you simply select your GPM since this is your input range. Okay, you group by column. Actually, you can select everything, no? So, pwede lang na siya tanan sila. You group by column. Then the output range, you can simply select here. Output range here. Pero ang input range dapat by column. Okay? Then you can just say summary statistics. And okay. Okay? Nan. Okay? So column 1, column 2, column 3. Okay, so let's just have column 3 since muna siyang aton nga gamit kagina. So the mean is 38.892 as solved earlier. 38.892. Then non-applicable, so there is no mode. Then the median is 36.4, so the median is 36.4. Then the standard deviation is 18.56, and the variance is 344.809. Okay, so that's the same. So the sample is 25. You have a sum of 972.3. The minimum is 4.1, and the maximum is 74.2, as stated here. So the range is 70.1. Okay, so you can also do that. Again, That's data analysis, descriptive statistics, battery life, and this one. Then for the input, let's have it here. Okay, then you simply click okay. Okay, so for column 2, since that was battery, that's a battery life, so that's 8.5. The one of the mode is 8, then the mean is 8.75. The median is 8.75. Median is 8.75. Yeah, that's correct. Then your variance and standard deviation is 4 and 2. Okay. That's your sample variance and sample standard deviation is 2. The range is 7. Okay. So that's 11 minus 4. So that's 7. Okay. So you can also do that. So that's for your measures of variability, the standard deviation, and the variance.